When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Somebody's doing the raping, Don. I mean, you know, somebody's doing the, you're saying it's women being raped. Well, who's doing the raping?
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Yeah! Mark my words.
I'm not going to pay for that wall.
The wall just got 10 feet taller, believe me. African American youth, I mean, to a point where they've just about never done more poorly. There's no spirit. There's killings on an hourly basis, virtually, in places like Baltimore and Chicago, certain sections of Chicago.
You said of Barack Obama, sadly, because President Obama has done such a poor job as president, you won't see another black president for generations. What did you mean by that?
He has done nothing for African Americans. You look at what's gone on with their income levels, you look at what's gone on with their youth. I thought that he would be a great cheerleader for this country. I thought he'd do a fabulous job for the African American citizens of this country. He has done nothing. They are worse now than just about ever.
Donald Trump is leading the attack on Indian gambling.
Not $1 goes in taxes from Indian reservations. I can tell you this, they're taking money away from the church. They're taking money away from the state of Connecticut.
You sound like a politician.
They're taking money away
from the old people.
Excuse me. They are taking money away from the old people. They're taking money away from the seniors.
Are they taking money away from you?
I really don't know that it affects me.
Donald Trump talks about an unlevel playing field. Well, the playing field has never been level for the American Indian. It's always been an uphill battle.
And Trump is making sure it will be uphill, warning that Indian gambling is vulnerable to organized crime.
Al Capone is going to look like a baby.
I've heard the McCarthyism scare tactic time and time again, and there's no proof.
That an Indian chief is going to tell Joey Killer to please get off his reservation is almost unbelievable to me.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. Tell you what, the Quran is very interesting. A lot of people say it teaches love, and there is a very big group of people who really understand the Quran far better than I do. I'm certainly not an expert, to put it mildly, but there's something there that teaches some very negative vibe. I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred there. There's a tremendous hatred. We have to get to the bottom of it.
Last night you told CNN, quote, Islam hates us. Did you mean all 1.6 billion Muslims?
I mean a lot of them. I mean a lot of them.
I have this sincere belief that if people get to know each other one-on-one, that they'll stop being afraid of each other, and we'll be able to get rid of all this hate in the world, literally.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. You are part of the war on women.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
A person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10, okay?
Right.
I mean, it has to be extraordinary. They said, how are you going to change the pageant? And I said, I'm going to get the bathing suits to be smaller and the heels to be higher.
If you're looking for a rocket scientist, don't turn in tonight.
Right.
But if you're looking for a really beautiful woman, you should watch. Well, obviously, it's great outer beauty. I mean, we could say politically correct that the look doesn't matter, but the look obviously matters. Like you wouldn't have your job if you weren't beautiful. She was favored to win, and she got schlonged. She lost. She said he's a pussy. That's terrible. Terrible.
If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? There is so much wrong with this tweet, I don't even know where to begin.
Charles Krauthammer, who's called you a rodeo clown.
Well, Charles Krauthammer is a totally overrated person who really dislikes me. I'm worth a fortune. I built, you know what's interesting? I went to the best school, got the best, great marks, everything else. I went out, I made a fortune, a big fortune, a tremendous fortune. And then I get called by a guy that can't buy a pair of pants. I get called names. Give me a break.
I had this accident when I was in medical school, and I'm in a wheelchair. At that time, I made a vow to myself that I would not allow it to alter the trajectory of my life.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times.
He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Are you
I am
racist?
the least racist person that you have ever met. I am the least racist person.
Okay, wait, let's do a pledge. Everybody here, who likes me in this room? Okay, I've never done this before. Can I have a pledge, a swearing? Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I, no matter how I feel, no matter what the conditions, if there's hurricanes or whatever, that's good enough, will vote on or before the 12th for Donald J. Trump for president. Thank you.
Parteigenossen, am Schluss dieser gewaltigen Riesendemonstration erheben wir uns von den Plätzen. Wir grüßen das ganze Deutschland in unserem Lebensraum und jenseits der Grenzen und rufen aus übervollen Herzen: unser Volk, unser Vaterland und unser Führer, Heil!
Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.